Greetings, Internet, and welcome back for another episode of Putting Shells on Shelves. That's correct, that is right, that is absolutely correct. So for today's episode, if it wasn't obvious by the title down below, we're going to be taking a look at the 1991 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Head-Droppin' Turtles. Now, for these figures, there are another ones that are, like the big draw for them is the action feature and the face sculpt. Because, well, let's be honest, the rest of the figure is basically just a retooling of the original, 88 figures. There's no real difference to the body or, the limbs or anything. But regardless, the accessories, the face sculpt, and the feature are what we're here to look at today. So, with your permission, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get started. And even without your permission, here we go. Okay, so as per the usual, I'm just going to close my eyes, wave my hands across the table, and grab the first one that comes into hand. And it just so happens to be Leonardo. So, like I was saying before, other than a little bit of retooling on the shell so that the action feature actually works, that's, just basically your standard original Wave 1 Ninja Turtles Leonardo, right down to the stance of his feet. But the cool thing about these figures is, well, the action feature. But we're not going to talk about that just yet. We're going to talk about the accessories. Because you see, with Leonardo here, he came with a periscope, which allows him to see foot soldiers everywhere, even though there's no actual lenses in the front. I feel that that was something that was missed by the Playmates Toys people. They could have put a little blue piece of plastic in there, maybe painted it blue, put a sticker on there or something. But instead, we just have that one sticker, that foot soldier, so Leonardo can perpetually pop his head up, look through the periscope and go, "Hey guys, foot soldier, let's go get him! Turtles fight with honor! Yeah!" And, charge in the battle. And I believe these figures were each supposed to come with their original weapons, the katana blades for Leonardo, the nunchaku for Michelangelo, the bow staff for Donatello, and the sais for Raphael. By the way, those are sais, S-A-I-S, not size, S-I-Z-E. Just to clear it up, in case anyone in the audience was like, wait, why are you talking about Raphael's size? But anyway, unfortunately, the four that I have are missing those accessories, but I can find them somewhere if I desperately want to have these complete. But for this particular video, for this particular figure, I should say, Leonardo came equipped with a slingshot that is literally made from just a frog that he put a rubber band between the legs, and he's squeezing the life out of it to keep its legs spread apart. And you can tell that the frog isn't very happy with the situation, just because he's got that same kind of grimace the turtles would usually have. Hopefully y'all can see that. It's like Leonardo just grabbed him and the frog's like, "Ribbit!" And then, the rest of what I mentioned already. Also, another odd thing is instead of having having it be a functional little slingshot, they just molded it in one solid piece of plastic and they put the projectile permanently attached right there. But looking back on the Sports Turtles video that I did not too long ago, and the little hassle I had with the friggin' hockey pucks, thank you, Slapshot Leonardo. I really needed that frustration that day. It's probably a good thing that they, had it attached instead of having that be a separate thing. Because given how small that is, that thing would be impossible to find. Regardless, okay, so we've talked about the periscope, we've talked about his slingshot, and we've also talked about my figure lacking his katana blades. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the head sculpt. And I have to say, of the four brothers, you would think Michelangelo would be the happy one, but Leonardo here he just looks so pleased with himself. I mean, just look at that little smile. He is one happy turtle. And I have to say, I'm happy for him. I'm glad that he found some joy in his life. Even if that joy is, just beating the crap out of robotic foot soldiers. Okay, so that has been Leonardo. Oh, I almost forgot. Well, now I'll talk about this when I get to the last figure, because they all have the exact same feature. So moving on to Michelangelo. Again, kind of like his original 88 figure, he's got very similarly stanced feet, although these might be more modeled after his wacky action counterpart. I would have to double check the figure to see. But the rest of him is basically the same, aside of course from the little bit of alteration to the torso to enable the action feature to work. And I've got to say, this Michelangelo has a facial expression that I would actually expect from Raphael. At least jumping straight over from the talking turtles to these ones. Because, I mean, he's got his tongue sticking out, and he actually looks like he means business for once. Usually Michelangelo is the happy-go-lucky goofball, but this one he's just like, "Arr." Then again, it might be because his periscope sucks compared to Leonardo's. No offense, Mikey. But his is modeled in like this yellow plastic. It's got these weird bug eyes on the end. It's got no stickers at the bottom, so Michelangelo can't even see what he's supposed to see. But then again, there might have originally been a sticker there, and it's just fallen off over the years, considering there's like this sticky goop at the bottom. Again, I'll have to do a little research on that. He also comes with a pair of Plunger Nunchucks. They're like not even made out of a like sticky, or not sticky, soft kind of suction cup kind of material. These things are just solid plastic, which is a missed opportunity, because it would be great if you were able to take this Michelangelo and just like, suck him onto a glass window or something and have him swing in and knock out a foot soldier or something. But instead, he just has plunger chucks. What can you do? And, other than the fact that he's missing his nunchaku, that's about really all there is to say about this one. He's got a very nice dark coloration. And, yeah, that's it. Next, moving on down the table, we have Donatello. And as you can see, I just kind of gave up on the whole mystery of just grabbing a figure with my eyes closed, because I'll level with you. They were all not labeled, set up on the table, Leo, Mikey, Donnie, Raph, like I almost always do. But anyway, next we have Donatello, the head-dropping turtle. And this one is unfortunate because, well, his belt is busted. If it wasn't completely obvious. It's still there, though. It's just the little tiny peg that would have been right here on the end has snapped off, and as such, it just does not attach, as has the peg that goes on the back. Sorry, I'm trying desperately to figure out how to show that on camera, but it would have been right, there we go, right here-ish. And then this would have attached to it like that, but it's not there, so boing, it's not there. Okay, let's see. And just so y'all have an idea of what it's supposed to look like, I'll just hold the pieces. That's what his belt should have looked like, not this. Anyway, like his brothers before him, Donatello also comes with a periscope, only I think his is better. It might even be better than Leonardo's, if I'm being brutally honest, in terms of aesthetics. And with this one, we get to see that he's looking out for Bebop, and apparently he's found him. But again, like the other two, well, I mean, Mikey's actually has like the eyes on the top, so it's a little more visually pleasing. But Donatello doesn't have anything at the top except they painted it green for some reason. Like, is it supposed to be moldy? Or no, it's not supposed to be moldy. It's actually a turtle shell. Like a turtle shell pattern around it. Okay, that's pretty cool. Because I will admit, I've not actually looked this in depth and in detail at the accessories on these figures until, like, now-ish. But anyway, he came with that. He came with a club, which is covered in centipedes for some odd reason. Or just one long centipede curled around it. So that's the thing. Ow, I just thumped my finger on the table. And his head sculpt, I think this one would have worked better for Leonardo, because I mean, that is a weird facial expression. Because he's kind of got the Rock, the people's eyebrow thing going on, where it's like, But at the same time, he's got like that kind of smile, but it's like he's like, It's very hard to recreate the expression with a face like mine, because it's not a face like his. Duh. Okay, and like I said with the other ones, he's got basically the same legs and the same arms as his original 88 counterpart. And there is one variation with this figure, although it could be a factory defect. But if you notice it's going to be hard to notice with my lighting setup, but with this eye over here, there is a little bit of a wrinkle in the fabric of his bandana that goes up a little bit higher, like right about to the edge of my finger here. And on some of these figures, they painted the eye like this, just normal, quote unquote. And other ones, he has like a friggin' Nike swoosh for an eyeball. It's weird. I don't currently have one of those yet, but because of me being the way I am with variant figures, he'll be in this collection eventually. Until that day comes, I have him. Now then, I have an extreme itch forming on my forehead. Okay, so now then, moving on to the last of these 4 figures, because they didn't make any other head-dropping figures. There wasn't like a head-dropping Splinter, no head-dropping Shredder, no Bebop Rocksteady. I think it would be hilarious if they made a head-dropping Krang, because how would that even work? He's a brain. He's like this lump of plastic with tentacles. How would his head drop? Sorry, I'm trying to picture it, but my brain is like, no. Why are you doing this to me? Stop it. But anyway, like the other ones, I think Raphael actually has the best periscope, because it's literally just his head wearing sunglasses. Just like, that poking out of the sewer, just like, could you imagine that? That's just goofy. And of course, him having the best periscope means he has the villain in his sights. The main man, the Shredder! And beyond that, his periscope doesn't really have much going on for it. Although it's oozing for some reason. Right up there, trying to give it that gross aesthetic, I guess, that most of the Ninja Turtles franchise is known for. And now Raphael, I gotta say, he actually has like the perfect expression for Raphael. I mean, just look at that. It's almost too perfect. And of course, the rest of the body is the same as the 88 version of himself, with a little alteration to the mold so that his head can do the thing. Which, now that I've gotten to the end of these, I can actually demonstrate the feature. So, y'all ready for this? They're the head-dropping turtles because their heads drop, and they stay dropped. And just so you can see, all 4 of the brothers do the exact same thing. And their heads stay down until you squeeze their legs together, and then they do this, which I'm afraid to do because I know one day I'm going to do this and the head is going to go blasting off out of the body, sending shrapnel everywhere, but hopefully that's not today. Don't break. Please don't break. Ah, his shoulder strap got in the way. Okay, Donatello, you get a second shot at that. So move that out of the way just a bit. His belt's caught under his arm. There we go. Okay. But anyway, Donatello, take 2. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles head-dropping figures. The Leonardo, the Michelangelo, the Donatello, and of course, the Raphael. And all the good ones end in O. Ha 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 ha! Oi, Mikey! So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this video has been of interest to you. And if it has, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that little bell icon to be notified of future uploads once you are subscribed. You'll be glad you did. And, well, if you think your friends will like these videos, feel free to share them with them. And if you're not sure, just share it anyway. You could be surprised. And with all of that malarkey and hullabaloo and loop out of the way, whatever a loop is, this is your old buddy Oxleymations saying,
once you pop, the fun don't stop.